Oasis Knebworth 1996 has been in movie theaters last week as a sort of event film celebrating the 20th anniversary of the famous Knebworth shows that Oasis played in 1996 to a crowd of 250,000 people total over 2 days, with a documentary feature showcasing these shows. The way the documentary is structured is we see the lead up to the shows with the ticket frenzy and logistics all the way up to the actual festival ground, because it was almost a festival with all the support bands playing there as well. Then through the actual shows themselves with high quality recordings of the music, and then a sort of nostalgic reminiscence of how great it was to be there. All of this is overlaid with commentary, with narration provided by various fans who attended the shows, plus a couple comments from Noel, Liam and Bonehead. So I think it's a bit of an unusual way to retell this story because it mainly avoids the perspective of the band themselves, instead showing us everything through the eyes of the audience. Various regular people who recount how Oasis shaped their youth, their teenage lives, and what an amazing event it was at the time. Now, it is an interesting way to frame a documentary about a rock band because it inherently shifts who the target audience is. You pretty much already have to somewhat like Oasis to enjoy this film, because the movie doesn't provide you with their story, the context of how they came to fame, what was great about them. You don't meet the band. If you don't know a lot of that stuff already, then it's just a concert movie about some band playing a large show. Whereas if you already have some sort of emotional connection to Oasis, to their music, then it's like listening to a group of other like-minded people reminiscing and going on about how great the Knebworth shows were, whilst also enjoying those shows. Fortunately for me, I was a fan already, so it clicked for me. I enjoyed the commentary as much as I did the actual shows themselves, which, by the way, were really brilliant. It was Oasis at its best, no doubt about it, before Liam's voice went to shit. So I enjoyed the movie, even though some things were a little bit annoying, like the amount of times someone mentioned how many people were there. If you made a drinking game out of that, you'd be gone in the first half. On the other hand, I did get a bit nostalgic when someone pointed out how this was one of the last days of a different era, without wide access to the internet and smartphones, when everything was more chaotic and unorganized and charming because of that, on the one hand, but on the other, how it made you experience things in stronger ways. You were there fully, just enjoying the experience through your own two eyes and not the camera phone taking photos for others. And yeah, sure, it makes me a grumpy old man already, but hell, I do remember those times from my childhood and I miss them dearly. So seeing an event like that with the music of one of my favorite bands was a cool experience. In general though, if you like Oasis's music or want to learn about what was so great about the band, there is actually another documentary which is superior in that way. It's called Supersonic. It tells their entire story from day one, or actually even before day one, ending exactly as they arrive on those big shows in Knebworth in 1996, which makes this film a pretty cool second chapter, natural follow-up in case you want to see more. On its own though, if I were to pick or suggest just one of them, I'd still go with Supersonic.